Hey everybody, welcome to Superman and Lois TV Talk. This is our episode for the Season 4 premiere episodes, The End of the Beginning and A World Without. I'm Derek.
I'm Robin.
I'm Frank.
And it has been too long, gentlemen. Far too long.
Far too long, Master Kenobi.
Yes.
You think we'll do more than 4 podcasts for this season?
Look, it was a weird time. It was a weird time for all of us, and I fully admit that, and I think the ratings reflect that. But I have high hopes for this season. I have high hopes for this. I mean, our ratings, not the show's ratings. But I have high hopes for this season because I think we are absolutely jazzed for myriad reasons.
Well, you guys told me I was fired after the last season, and then so I'm here for a guest spot.
Yeah. We're really reaching for guest stars on the back end of the final season. No, it is the final season, and when we concluded, we didn't know that yet. We the merger of CW and its new parent company was happening. The James Gunn DC universe was just announced, getting off the ground, and we didn't know how that was going to pull into everything. So, but now we know, that we've got this condensed, smaller package season, not only condensed because of the number of episodes, but also condensed because we don't have our full repertory players at our disposal for every episode. And I'm sure we'll be talking more about that.
I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't emasculate the season by saying it's a smaller package.
It's
kind of rude.
It's
just waiting for the bell.
He's
trying.
not giving you the bell. He's not. You were lucky to get a snicker. He's not giving you the bell. Look at him over there. Guys,
come on, Frank. Come on, CK. Ring that bell.
All right, for that one.
Okay, deal. It's so good to see you. We are days away from actually seeing each other, which is even better because our yearly vacation is coming up, and we're all going to get to hang out. And we were going to get to watch the premiere together, and then those bastards they backed up the date on us until to the previous week, which is great. That just means we get more of it. But I was looking forward to getting to watch the premiere, the 2-hour premiere with both of you, especially Robin, because he just reacts perfectly while watching things. I could watch Robin watching things all day.
Oh, absolutely.
Should I start a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Robin reacts.
Just unbox things for us.
Nobody's done that. Yes,
just,
sure.
Just your mail. Just open mail, and
I can do some
AARP.
dances.
There you go. Perfect. We're 2 episodes in at this point.
Did you just say AARP?
I did. That was a dig about your age. That was. I'm calling you old there.
Because you're old.
I don't feel old.
Well, good for you. I feel very old.
You look old too.
Thank you. I wanna ask what just early thoughts going into what was your expectations. It wasn't really until Comic-Con in the end of mid-July when we first got a glimpse of what this season was going to look like. But I remember conversations between the three of us going into production. We were like, "How is this? We're losing." More than half the cast on a regular basis, at least. Michael Cudlitz is getting moved up to primary cast, as Lex Luthor was going to be a bigger threat this season. And, we tossed out all kinds of ideas on how, this was going to come to fruition. And now we've at least seen a taste of that. And, man, it is bleak. It is bleak for the citizens of Smallville and Metropolis.
We thought we were going to go to Metropolis, actually.
Yeah, maybe they'll move the show. Maybe they'll they'll take on Lex back at the Daily Planet or some such. Boy, were we wrong.
See, that seemed more likely than him moving to Smallville, but
this is true.
Yeah. I feel like they've actually done. It's a bummer that the cast is reduced. I wish it weren't, and it's noticeable for sure. But I feel like they've actually done a decent job shooting around that, writing around that, using flashbacks as a way to sort of work around that, and I don't know. It didn't it didn't stick out to me as much as I was afraid it would. I thought it would be way more disruptive, and if you guys disagree, that's fine. But that's just my read, is that it didn't take away from it as much as I feared it might.
Yeah, it is a noticeable lack of other players. I think they're combating that obviously with the use of flashback and will more so as the season progresses. From what I've seen, I don't dislike it, and I get its budget constraints. I mean, we were lucky really to get a fourth season at all after this merger and after the way things have been going with Warner Brothers as of late, and I'm very thankful to that. I'm also very thankful because Death of Superman is my Superman story. Like, I'm a huge Death of Superman nerd. I have like at least 12 different copies of it behind me. I was just that right age when it came out, so when I realized that that's kind of what we were going to be doing here, I got really excited. And it's been done a lot in live act, well, not just media lately. We really just did that with Batman versus Superman and the Justice League. I say just did that, but it's been almost a decade now. Animated, there's been one Superman Doomsday movie, and then they did the Death of Superman and the Reign of Superman. And just in other iterations, the 30th anniversary just happened, so those new volumes came out. So it's been like kind of in the forefront a lot lately. So I was really wondering what this take on it was going to look like when you do have to remove so many people, including Superman. You really can't have him around too much, and
he's always around.
I hear that. That's what I hear. Except for this show. And while I do notice the pacing is different, I won't say the pacing is off, but the pacing is very different than what we've grown accustomed to the last 3 seasons. The lack of Superman hits hard, though, and I think that's a point they're trying to drive home. But once again, in the show called Superman and Lois, it's I feel his absence, even in a flashback with Tyler as Clark. He's not playing Superman, so I feel like they're gonna give us that Creed, Rocky theme gets back up at the end because Mickey loves you kind of moment when he does come back. But until then, it's a dark time on this show.
I'm surprised it's been 2 episodes, but I think actually this week we should retitle the podcast to and Lois TV Talk.
My God, poor Lois. I mean,
through the ringer.
My favorite character in pop culture, but you guys, Helbing, you guys have hurt her. You've hurt my girl bad. I mean, to go through everything she went through fighting with her sister in season 2, through the cancer in season 3, and now her dead husband. I mean, it's a lot. It is a lot, and she is a strong character. She's one of the strongest characters in all of pop culture. But you guys are testing the waters on that one to be sure,
pushing her to her limits. Absolutely, right? Like, really, really going for, not holding back, like in any sense.
No.
I am happy for Bitsy though. She gets more of the spotlight, and she gets a lot more to chew on. Trying to manage these 2 kids and that husband, and seriously, Lois taking on Lex is good stuff. I like that.
That's fantastic stuff. I mean, I've got a lot to say about this Lex too, because now we've spent more time with him than the initial few minutes we had with him at the end of last season. Should we?
I honestly, just to give my reaction about the whole cuts and everything. Getting back into this show, I had to do the recap YouTube video just to remind myself, okay, what happened? And I listened to our last podcast, which covered 6 episodes, I think. So that was all fun to review, but especially in that podcast, we were very oh God, really enjoyed those last 2 episodes, but what are we getting into here?
Because I think we even talked about this. Those last 2 episodes were their own season 3.5.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Got away from the Moxie stuff and for a little bit of the cancer stuff, and then it just turned into the Lex Luthor 2-hour movie.
Right.
But I got to say, I think it's admirable. I think these guys are just like, well, you know what? This is what we have to work with. We're going to work with it. And I think our job as fans is just to be like, this is what we're working with. Try not to think about it too hard. Where's Kyle? Where's Chrissy? Where's this person? Where's that? Why wouldn't Lucy come out of the woodwork? We just got to kind of push that aside, maybe acknowledge it, but not like dwell on it, because it's so good that they actually get to have an ending.
Well, I haven't felt I felt the lack of them, but I haven't mourned the lack of them, and that is not anything to say against those characters, but at the forefront of what's going on, I don't really need Kyle's point of view on the whole thing. And I know episode 4 is kind of our Kyle. Everybody's gonna kind of get their own episode to
good. Kyle's coming back
in some ways. Yeah, Kyle.
It better be barbecue.
Kyle and Chrissy are in 4. I know episode 3 is John Henry and Natalie.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Well, really, they've got more to do, but episode 3 is really Sam Lane's hour. So, I think everybody's going to get their time to shine. I think we're going to flash back further as the season goes on back to the more stuff at the Daily Planet. We saw a little bit of that here in this one.
Mm-hmm.
We do know Jimmy Olsen is in this season. At some point, we're going to meet him.
Oh, wow. Did not know that.
Coming down the pipeline. So
not James Olsen.
Jimmy
okay.
Olsen.
All right.
And so I'm excited to see what they do, but I have, knowing there's only 10 episodes and we've already seen 2 hours, like we have 8 remaining. It's you want that win because you're like, it's just bad for everybody. There's nobody coming out on top right now except really Lex.
I feel like they're gonna push this. Like we're gonna feel like they're gonna make us feel as hopeless as we can before things turn around.
They're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm sure it's really bringing in the viewers to be like, okay, no Superman, and the show is.
An average watcher is probably a little distraught over, somebody who has watched it but may not be really into it in any other form or fashion of mediums. It's a hard pill to swallow, and I think on some level it's intentional. How do you get a final reduced season, but also have to cut your losses, cut your budget? I want to give them this though; it doesn't look any different.
That's true.
To have been stripped as much as reportedly they have, allegedly they have, but reportedly. I did not feel it on screen. Progressing that entire Superman Doomsday fight. Is it okay to call him Doomsday? Because I'm going to. I mean, that's what
it's
he
Doomsday.
is.
That's what he is, yeah.
I know we just keep referring to him as...
and Doomsday is looking good, by the way. You're looking at me like that is a CGI creation that's not actually there.
Yes.
But still...
Oh, they didn't have him on set?
Well, I see in a cast listing somebody is playing him. But I don't know in what capacity.
Sam Witwer, weirdly enough.
I am so glad. I'm so glad they brought The Rock back to the DC. The hierarchy has changed. Good for him. Him.
Well, there's a new power in Superman and Lois, and that's Doomsday. As well.
I'm not loving the Bizarro S. Anymore. It's a little distracting to me because I'm like, well, just go full Doomsday with it at this point.
Yeah.
But I went back and watched the finale before I watched 401 and 402, and that last fight scene is phenomenal. Everything about it, and really just the way that they hung you out to dry throughout the entire first episode is incredible. I forgot that Lex told Doomsday to bring his heart. I forgot about that completely.
Me too.
When that gaping hole is in his chest.
Oh, and it's like we get a glimpse of it, but I didn't really process it until he had it as it, and I was like, "What is that? A piece of raw meat?" I was like, "Oh wait, it's his heart." That's what Lois was gasping about.
Right.
happy. I mean, it was a little ghoulish. Let's be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
I was really appreciative that as the body turned toward her and she realized that the chest cavity was open, that we did flashbacks to happier times and even sad times, but them taking care of each other and them helping each other through life. And I mean, when you, as we said, when you do when you have to reconstruct your show from the ground up, kind of, especially in the final hours of it, having to lean on flashbacks is not a bad way to go. We've had those on the show previously. It's not like some slap in the face new thing where it's like, oh, we're doing flashbacks all of a sudden. Like we've leaned. I mean, we've had full episodes that have been flashback episodes, and I think they do them very well. I think the ones done in this episode the premiere were fantastic. The scene between Clark and Lois at the farm when she first finds out,
yes,
the ramifications of her finding out from the pilot when we see him flying in the cornfield. That was a fantastic scene.
Well, we find out that he's a virgin that can't drive.
Drive?
Well, he could drive. I'm just doing a quote, but he had in.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that Lois was his first. If we're gonna delve into that makes me very happy. Despite the horrible math people seem to be doing online, I read some stories that were like he was in his mid-40s, and I'm like, the kids are 6.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Anyway,
no,
he's 40 now. Well, he's dead now. He's 40. Yeah. He was 40.
He's ageless now.
Yeah, this is true. Exploded baby. Ding. Oh, I got a clap too. Thank you.
That got me.
The flashback with right after they got married at the planet, and he's got the kryptonite stuck in his neck. No, it's fine. It'll just heal. There's really good moments, and I'm hoping for more of that to kind of help the flow of like that's our really only happy stuff, because everything in the present is just dark.
It's very lost. It's using the flashbacks to help the story and make the story more impactful, and so I think it works. If it was just some sort of jarring, like, and by the way, back like 20 years ago, Superman fought Metallo.
Well, and
you're just kind of watching. Go, why am I watching this?
Yeah. I love the touchstones of extended sequences of moments we've already seen. Like they've bookended stuff that we've seen in previous seasons, like after the wedding and after the reveal that he is Superman to Lois and moments like that. We're getting a broader picture of, and that's why they obviously called it the end and the beginning. This showed us where things started and how we got to where we are.
Oh, I just got that.
You're welcome.
All right, so have we covered that? We covered the flashbacks, right? I mean, is there anything else about the flashbacks?
I mean, more or less. We could jump into this anytime you want to. I went back and watched today to talk about it, and I got more excited thinking about the three of us getting to discuss it again because it's been so long. So excuse me if I threw off your outline at all, Robin.
No. There was no way to like structure this other than like this happens and this happens, this happens.
I mean, what have you been up to the last year? We've got a whole.
We can't throw to the Cushing household now, so it's true. Like there's no real reason to divide it up. This is all one story.
No, it really is. I mean, we've got the Kents and Luthor now.
Yep. Lex we get one of the flashbacks we didn't mention was Lex telling a very righteous Lois to pull the story and he's like accusing her of just protecting Superman because he knows his weakness. So like Lois has some sort of motive to actually put him behind bars, but he also had a lot more hair back then too.
How do we feel about the wig?
I kind of feel like he pulled it off, honestly.
He did pull it off, and then he's bald underneath it.
Oh, that's how that works.
Yeah, that's how that works. That's how wigs work, Frank. I don't know if you know that or not.
Huh?
You guys need a wig?
The whole biker Lex thing I do not dislike it, and I think he is giving a phenomenal performance. Let me say that at the outset, because I have no issue with the performance Michael is putting in as this Lex. It's different than any Lex we've had before.
It's so strange hearing you talk about Michael putting in a performance as Lex. Like it's like I'm having flashbacks myself.
Well,
yeah. Jeez. We've not had one like this before, but I have the hardest time buying him as the CEO of Luthor Corp.
Agreed.
In this way, in this presentation of Lex, because if prison hardened him, I get that. But to see him before prison ever happened, he's pretty much like he is after the fact, only more out for revenge now. But you know, anytime they keep talking about him returning to the board, or you know, getting back in line with Luthor Corp, and now that he's been out of jail for I don't know, I forget how long they said at one point, how long he had been out at this point. It took a while to walk from.
It's a long walk
to the Kent farm.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well,
he's got that. You know, like every time he walks into the boardroom, you know, obviously you get this.
Yeah.
No, like, oh, Lex is here.
I would love at some point in the season to actually see him be the CEO and walk into the boardroom, because it's so far-fetched to me. And again, that is nothing against the performance that's being given. It's just a very different megalomaniacal Lex Luthor than we're used to. It's not the mad scientist. It's not the real estate tycoon. It's not even the I want the world Lex.
Right.
In a way, it's not the Rosenbaum Lex. It's or the kind of in that same vein, the John Cryer Lex. We were very curious when we found out Lex was coming to the show how they were going to utilize him, because I think I speak for all three of us. We were all great fans of Cryer.
Yes.
However you felt about the way those shows turned out in the end, that's your
powered
opinion.
through.
But yeah, that's your opinion. But I think bringing Cryer in on Supergirl was one of the best decisions that show could have made by the time season 4 rolled around.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, do you want to just kind of like start at the beginning of the end and then the beginning?
I was going to say start at the end.
Well, you know, it kind of opens up with the moon battle, bit of the moon battle, and we just kind of see like some zero grav carnage. There's just blood and crystals, and then finally we get that close up of the cape.
The cape was cool
promoing.
What an evocative first thing that they showed us at Comic-Con. I mean, how big a deal was that? I mean, you can't really do the stick in the ground and the rubble of Metropolis the way they're doing this one, but it impacted me as a long time, obviously lifelong Superman fan and a long-time fan of the death of Superman. It was, I think that was definitely putting their stake in the ground for this version of the story.
Yeah, what bothers me, not criticizing, but like bothers me about this version of the death of Superman is that our boy he's by himself. He's on the moon. Like there's nobody like rushing to his help, and there's nobody like, you know, just nobody around. He could just get killed and buried there and never seen again.
Well, it was nice of Doomsday to bring him home. You know, that was good of him.
It's very Jean Valjean in that.
We did not get our Superman 4 putting the flag back.
I know. I was
really upset about that. I was like, come on, do it.
I thought there'd be a nod, right?
How great would that have been, though? Like, they could have done that and made it non-cheesy. There's a pretty good Easter egg in the second one that I'm sure Robin has done his research on, but I can't wait to talk about, because I don't think you two have really watched the show that it came from. So I got excited when I heard that, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay.
At the farm, Jordan is blowing out the fire because we can't have the fire department show up now. Kyle is not there.
No.
Yeah. No.
We didn't have the budget for the fire.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all volunteer anyway.
But we find out Sam's missing, and Jordan's now tasked to listen So, and then we go to the main street, and that's when Lex is stepping out of his SUV with his leather jacket and shredding guitar, and we meet Amanda McCoy,
who
seems to be his Mercy Graves.
Yeah, a little bit, but who is now acting CEO of Luthor Corp.
Yeah.
Her access is unlimited. Is that what Tess said? Yeah, I think
something along those lines. Yes,
like that. I'm Tess Mercer, acting CEO.
Who's Tess?
Luthor Corp.
We'll
get there.
My Easter, what I looked this character up, and you guys probably know more than me, but apparently she's a character from the Byrne era. She's a LexCorp employee that used a computer to collate Superman appearances and discovered that Clark is Superman. It's actually a pretty famous cover.
Yes,
and she tells Lex, and he fires her because he's just like, "What, are you kidding me, Clark?" She's played by Yvonne Chapman, who was on CW's Kung Fu, and recently, I don't know if you guys watched the Netflix Avatar show, but she played Avatar Kyoshi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's really given a great performance as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love her as a new addition. I'm very happy about Amanda. But she does say that she purchased a hotel through Eckworth Industries.
There you go. So Eckworth Industries is named after a character, and Robin, you'll have to give me his first name. Is it Nicholas Eckworth?
I don't have that. All I know.
Oh, I've already forgotten. I remembered it the other day. So it's actually from the Superboy television series.
Oh, that's a blind spot for me.
Warren Eckworth. He was kind of like the Lex Luthor of Capital City. So that was a deep, deep cut. But man, I loved me some Superboy. I grew up watching that every afternoon when I came home from school. So that one got me a little bit. This show has done phenomenal at deep pools, and I'm glad to know that we're still getting that, even though we don't really have the writers' room anymore. I know Adam Mallinger got to return for one episode this season, and
it's probably going to be the best one
in the past. But I think about that episode. Somebody was reading, I can't remember, somebody was reading a book, and it was by the author's name was Lois's kind of pseudo counterpart in Lois and Clark.
Yeah.
So many things like that they've done really well as a nod to previous things, and in many ways, I feel like the whole show is a nod to Smallville.
For sure. For sure.
The whole family aspect and
totally
the farm and the sunlight and everything.
They've done so many of the deep pulls, and then less deep. I mean, we got to see him in the Fleischer suit again, right? In one of the flashbacks.
And I think we're going to get to see him this season as well.
Get the flashbacks up, yeah.
That suit, yeah.
Or, if he ever returns, maybe he'd be wearing that. I don't know.
It would be a
black Fleischer suit when he comes back.
Don't you threaten me with a good time. Don't you turn on that lamp. It would be a horrible mistake, I feel like, to utilize flashbacks so much this season and not return to that Fleischer suit at some point, because the outpouring of love on the internet from people who don't even really watch the show have said that, I know after the fallout of Crisis, we got, people were talking about how those were the two best Superman suits we ever had in live action came from the CW, the Fleischer suit for Hecklin and Routh's Kingdom Come uniform.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
We see that the board is getting impatient, and we get a name check of Bash. And this is just constantly, whenever I hear something like, what's that?
Exactly.
I look it up. So Bash apparently was in the Superboy comic as one of Clark's bullies, somebody named Bash.
Okay.
So maybe they pulled it from there.
That one went over my head.
Yeah. But we find out about this hotel, and it looks condemned, but Lex is happy it's not prison. But he's looking for Elizabeth still. And now he's like, he's looking at the Gazette, and he's like, and he says, quote, "But there's one thing I need Milton to build."
Where have we heard that name before?
That's a pretty fine name.
Yeah, it is a fine name. Milton Fine, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
We
And
had told going into the season that we would hear a character's name and eventually see them at some point. And I just assumed, based on what we had been told early on, I was like, well, it's going to be Jimmy, right? Like, it's just going to be Jimmy. And then at some point, it was announced Tom Cavanaugh is directing the finale, I believe. Either the penultimate or the series finale. And that he is to appear in the last episode, but we don't know as who. So I think I think a lot of people, and
that would be
myself included, were like, "Oh, he's Milton Fine," but evidently that's not going to be the case. He is still playing a mystery character, and whether or not we get to see Milton Fine come to fruition, I do not know. Would you like to tell the fine people about Milton Fine who might not be previously engaged with who that is?
Brainiac, of course.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
they even call him a Brainiac.
Yeah, to skip to the end, just to reference this, Amanda delivers some sort of glowy thing to Lex, and Lex says he did good, and Amanda says, "Let's keep that to ourselves. Last thing that Brainiac needs is this going to his head." And it's so funny because that line can be read like "last thing that Brainiac needs," or "last thing that Brainiac needs is this going to his head." But I had the subtitles on, and Brainiac is in lowercase b. So
for now,
for yes. Now. So we move on to the warehouse. Looks like Gretchen and Otis. I forgot what happened to Otis's ear, and I had to be reminded.
Oh, I remember.
That ear was a little lunch for Doomsday.
That ear went to Addis Ababa.
We had a race through those last 6 episodes, so I didn't get to do this bit of trivia for Gretchen. Gretchen Kelly in the comics and on Lois and Clark was Lex's personal doctor.
That's right.
And was in love with them.
That being that character, but that is true, especially on Lois and Clark. I remember that.
Even more interesting, she's played by Rebecca Staub. I say Staub because it's Staab.
Staub.
And I looked at her filmography, and it's guest appearances this, guest appearances that.
Sure.
But going back deeper, she was. Do you know this?
I don't.
She was the original Sue Storm in the Roger Corman Fantastic Four.
Oh my God! When you tell me that, and I'm like, yep, I could look at her and see that now. Wow, wow.
So that's cool.
Terrible movie. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's wild. I didn't even think about that.
Yep. So back at the farm, Jordan's getting irritated by John's calm heartbeat because John has not really lost it yet. He's trying to stay tough, strong for the family.
Here, I just want to interject based on that. I miss. We had really good character development with these boys in the first season, and I feel like we've lost our path with that along the way a little bit, and that's hard to do. Michael Bishop that came in to play John. That's a thankless job to come in halfway through a series and
imagine
somebody of such a beloved character on a show, and that's not anything against him. He's doing a fantastic job. But you lose something a little bit there that needs to be regained, and I feel like they've not gone back to the well on that for the boys. I deeply miss boys. I deeply miss the anxiety-ridden Jordan that we were originally introduced to, and maybe having abilities and having your dad as Superman has helped him come out of his shell with that a little bit, but I feel like we've just kind of forgotten that along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was hoping for that here when he was talking about, I don't know how you're so calm right now, but it was also, he's not really falling apart either. I mean, I know that they're just distraught, and at this point they don't know that they've lost their father. They just don't know where he is, and obviously their grandfather is missing MIA as well. I hope we get to see a return to that because I think it was handled well in the beginning, and I like the dichotomy there a little bit with the Sons of Superman, but we'll see if that's something they bring back around. A
lot of his stuff in the first couple episodes, you can take that as like, angsty, impetuous teen who's, just lost her dad, or, the dad's missing, granddad's missing. But I did love that, Jordan really is kind of focused on that one moment where Superman like kind of turns around and is just like, no, stay back, or whatever. What did he say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That just says no.
Yeah. And that he looked scared, and that's unnerving no matter who you are, to see your dad scared.
Yeah. The boy definitely doesn't need to be going up against Doomsday if the dad couldn't handle him. That's the thing.
Right. So yeah, skipping ahead, I mean, Lois activates the ELT that Lex left there and says, "Where are you, Clark?" Which reminded me, I'm like, it sent this ELT sends a kind of a beep that Superman can pick up, but also seems to transfer voice, or maybe the frequency can centralize the super hearing on the location, and then she can actually talk so we can hear her. I don't know.
I always took it as he hones in on the sound, and then he hones in on, if she's speaking, then he hones in on her, because he can hear. He can reach out and hear her. He can reach out and touch somebody. He can, if whoever's on the other side of the world, if he listens for Lois's voice, he can hear it in a lot of iterations. And I always kind of thought that was his. There was a big thing done in season 3 or season 2 about not listening in on conversations.
Right.
And I always thought that was kind of his permission to listen in. Like, okay, I need you now. Now you can listen.
Yeah.
So it was just a signal. But it also, does remind me, obviously, of Lex, of Gene Hackman's Lex in Superman the movie, using the same kind of high-pitched frequency to get Superman's attention.
We see more fighting on the moon, and then I think it's like the next day we're at the Gazette, and that's when Lex walks in, is like, "You should have taken my offer," and I like that Lois is immediately like, "Absolutely, I'll retire now."
Yeah.
Stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
But he doesn't believe her.
Yeah. Too late, Luthor. Too late.
Yep. So yeah, at the warehouse, Sam's refusing water, and Gretchen actually says like she did have feelings for him, but also that Gretchen actually isn't even her name, and that she never reveals what her name is. But are we waiting for Teschmacher, or
I don't know. Well, why hold that out on us? At least we got Otis. Although I don't like a mean Otis. I can handle a dumb Otis. I like a loyal Otis, but I like a funny Otis, and this is neither here nor there.
Sam gets into the mud with her though, because he's just like, "You were very convincing," and she's like, "Oh, thank you," and she's like, "That wasn't a compliment." Like, really, just calling her.
Yeah.
We get some more stuff at the farm about Jordan trying to focus, but back at the warehouse, Lex calls Gretchen, who's basically like, "One to the head, one to the heart. Have Otis clean up. We're done." And I was like, "Oh my God, this is it. They're cutting cast. This is how they're going to get Sam to go out like a hero and die, not giving up, Lois, or really Lex feels like he doesn't have anything. He doesn't need anything from Sam now. And this is his, the actor's hero's exit from the show. But no, luckily. I mean, I don't want to spoil what's ahead, but he lives through this episode. But yeah, he does seem to kind of get out of his bonds. We don't really see him fidgeting with it, but he's free, and that's where he headbutts her and takes her gun. We go to Vicky Mays, where the boys are very stunned because Lex Luthor just walks in and sits down in the booth next to them.
Grief, this scene. I mean, it got. I don't know how Jordan's anxiety wasn't up, because mine was. It's like, dude, you gotta the kids are off limits a little bit. Like, Lois didn't go after your daughter; she went after you. Whatever happened between you and your daughter is a result of you. Like, leave the boys out of this.
I don't think he's willing to accept that. I did like,
and I like how he walks in a room and everybody stops.
Yeah,
I mean, Lex Luthor is in this diner, and I mean, he's obviously going to the boys, and I mean, do they know that he had the creature? Like, it's just the whole thing was. No, everybody's weary of him. That's bottom line. Everybody is weary of Lex Luthor, and almost will come to their aid, to the boys' aid. But one look from.
Yeah, we see Steve get up and kind of try to, like, you guys okay? I call the character Steve because he's very Steve-ish.
We do get his name.
He does have a name.
Yeah.
What the heck is it?
I can't remember.
Chuck. Chuck's been around a while, but it seems
Bippo.
him and a couple of other, like, those Smallville extras you've been seeing have been kind of promoted up a little bit to a little more extra.
Well, yeah, you can do that when you don't have to have everybody else.
Yeah. But I did love this scene. I love that John is very loose-lipped, literally calls Lex a psycho. And meanwhile, it's just Jordan sitting next to Lex Luthor and just staring at him, like shaking, like not saying a word other than, like, I want to kill this guy right here.
Sounds like maybe it's a you problem. Like, it's he is menacing. I mean, and if we really
he slams that table.
If we really had a menacing Lex, I mean, I know Rosenbaum, and obviously, I think Spacey, you know, for all of Spacey's horrendous faults allegedly, I still love his performance, and you know, I hate to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I can disconnect the person from the portrayal, but you know me, Superman Returns is my bread and butter. I thought he did a fantastic job paying homage to Hackman in some rights, and setting a new trail off in others for his own version. But this kind of revenge driven, just hate in his heart, Luthor is something we have not really gotten before. I mean, we've gotten kind of the trickster, you know. Cryer was very slimy, smooth, and you know, John Shea was very Shakespearean almost, and you know, the Hackman was Hackman. I'm sorry, you can say whatever you want. The Hackman is a fantastic Lex Luthor, and I absolutely. We've never had a bad Lex.
I like Clancy Brown, the voice.
Clancy Brown, the animated series. I mean, we really haven't. I did not see the last season of Titans, but I know Titus Welliver was.
Oh yes,
one episode.
Of course. He didn't last long.
No, he was dead by the end of the episode. What? Yeah, geez, spoiler alert. Sorry for a 4-year-old show or however.
Oh, the DC universe in general is pretty much ignoring that Titans exists. They announced that whole Robin movie coming out, and I heard some people reporting on, like, we've never really had like a full-on live-action Robin story. I was like, actually, I watch Titans.
Multiple Robins.
So the boys go tell Lois, and Lois tells him to stay away.
Obligated to say that every time.
Boys. And yes, meanwhile, Sam escapes and gets knocked out by Otis. And we go to basically a grave being dug, and Otis is shaming Sam on hitting a woman. And I
mean, you got to get out of there, man. You had to do what you had to do.
And that's when Lex shows up, and he's like, "I wanted this to be painless, but now keep the sand wet; it'll make his choking more painful."
God, man.
Yeah. Wow.
He's bad. That's one bad mother. Shut your mouth. I mean, he is.
And again, I was like, oh my God, like, are they really going to take Sam out in the most, like, horrendous way? Not just like he's, you know, camera pan away, you hear a gunshot, that's it, you know. But just thinking of him underneath all that sand or concrete or whatever they're pouring on him.
Awful.
God. And we go to the farm, and Jordan says, I think I heard Granddad screaming. And then it stopped. Which
doesn't he say? I think I heard horrific. The woman he was with.
Yeah, and that's when he hears Gretchen. Yeah,
that's when he hears Gretchen. So,
and Lois is like, "Take me there." So we have Jordan now flying with Lois. We don't see it, but hey, it's cool, you know.
Yeah, I
like that Otis calls Jordan looks like Snoopy and the Red Baron.
Sorry, it is a bad outfit.
We need to upgrade that up.
Not a bad outfit, but
no, that's a bad outfit. That's a bad hat, Harry.
Say, Jim, that is a bad outfit. Like you should probably go change. Yeah, he does look like Snoopy fighting the Red Baron.
I wonder if that's the writers like going, we know it'll change soon, but we know.
And it probably will based on other things we know that are coming down the pipeline. But,
yeah.
But it's still, I can't take, and later, was it the second episode when he confronts Luthor, or was it still the first one? It's the second episode, isn't it?
I think the second.
When he confronts Lex, it's like I can't take the horribly menacing Lex and you dressed like that, Jordan. I'm sorry.
Please go put something on.
Yes.
Anything else.
Anything.
Lois gets
if he had showed up in a church choir robe, he would be more menacing than he is. Whatever is going on with that. And I blame Sam. I do. Like, Sam, come on.
Yeah. Otis gets knocked out. Lois gets to be a little physical with Gretchen, knocks her out, but finds out where Sam is, and Jordan does a little super dig and gets him out. So, yay.
Super dig. Thank God thank God I saved you. Otis's back should be broken, I do believe. That was he got pummeled.
Yeah, that is when does that even happen? That doesn't happen.
It's right when Jordan shows up.
Because he gets tossed. I think before Jordan. I think it's before Jordan. No, really?
No, it's right then. It's when they land, they spot him, and Jordan twists Otis's arm back and then flings him, and then Lois gets in with Gretchen, and that they got them dismayed, and they are able to get Sam out.
Oh, because then Otis is missing in the next episode, and I was like, oh yeah, he's laid up in the hospital for a while, but he does show up for another scene on a road where Lex chastises the both of them for bungling things up again, and
this ultimately leads to the fact that now we know that Lois is working with Superboy. He showed up in Smallville a few months ago. He said.
Was this the first time they said Superboy for him, or like not even like a Superboy?
I can't remember, honestly.
Yeah, it's been over a year. So
it's been over a year. I can't remember if that was said or not. And honestly, I've forgotten so much of that storyline because the Lois storyline was such a heavy-handed thing, and I was really hoping at the end of last season, even with knowing that Doomsday was coming and Lex, I was like, I'm hoping for some more lighthearted Superman adventures with season 4. Boy, we didn't get that, did we?
No. Yeah. Let's see. Sam's laid up in the DOD hospital. And Lois kind of says there's something that can stop Superman now, because like Sam is just like, oh yeah, Clark's fine.
Yeah, but let's talk about Superman. Where's Superman?
Yeah. He is, this is one of the last times we see him after that scene is up on the moon, and there's more of the CGI slugfest. I'm loving it, but I'm realizing.
Is this when he's in the crate, in the crater of the asteroid?
Coming
out with the heat vision?
And he's just I love that that starts off with him just like basically embedded into the moon or an asteroid or something, and he's looking up at the Earth, and it's like you see his vision. He's struggling to focus.
I was almost like, is this his telescopic vision? Like, is he honing in on? Now from that far away, because that's incredible. And then of course,
now I think of
because here comes Doomsday.
Yeah, I think it's more of a like that's what I need to get back to that. Mm-hmm. I need to get back to my family.
So far away, yeah.
But then Doomsday soars towards him. The heat vision starts powering up really hard, and it looks like Superman just unleashes everything out of those eyes, but it's just not enough.
No, that is his last stand, and it is
that
hard to watch.
So funny. In my notes, I wrote Doomsday fists holds a piece of cape, and Superman floats in space, and he looks dead. So I was like, so now I'm thinking, oh, was that where we saw him holding the heart the first moment? But I don't know.
I don't think we did.
I didn't go back.
I don't think we'd see that until he delivers it to Lex, which makes the it's ghoulish. I'm sorry. It's difficult to watch as a fan, and to watch Bitsy's performance is when she realizes missing is. I mean, at least he brought his body back. That's all I can say for that.
Yeah, I mean that's really like where we get to the end of the episode where we're on Main Street. We see Denise from the convenience store. We see Chuck. We see. It's funny we don't see him in this episode, but then we see what's his face, the mayor's son, Timmy.
Oh yeah, Timmy.
See Timmy at the beginning of the next episode where they're kind of like showing what happened again. Mm-hmm. It's just like a handful of Smallville people.
Yeah,
but then again, they had that whole meteor shower. I think a lot of people ran.
Smallville's. You thought it was rough on the old show. They've had their fair share in this one too. Funny, all this stuff started happening when Clark and Lois moved here. Nothing happened here before that.
So what do you think? They really tried to do that Death of Superman moment where Lois is holding his body and crying and there's people watching. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's also, even hard. Like Lois, yes, hard. But the boys, these young boys crying, and John finally losing his composure and accepting
Lois running to them to hold them back.
Yeah.
Oh. Because that's a horrible sight. Even if he was just laying there dead intact, that's a horrible sight. But the way his body was mangled and open like that is just horrific. Mm. They swung for the fences with that one, for better or worse. Jury's out on me on whether or not that was, because as ghoulish as I hate to keep using that term, but as hard as that was to watch, what comes in episode 2, I was like, okay, you've beat the dead horse now. Let's let him rest in peace a little bit.
Well, I also love the reaction shots. I mean, you go to Denise, we don't really know very well, but she's kind of looking horrified, and then Chuck, and then later Timmy. And it was weird how they then cut to Mola Ram, and he just kind of gives a nod, game recognized game kind of thing. But it's okay. They can't hear you smile. Anyway, we go to what looks like an arena. It's so strange these locations we're picking Lex up in.
So
on a street.
Do you remember the it was like a horse track. We were there and we were trying to get a better view of something. I can't remember when we were in Vancouver. And there was a wall there, and I feel like I was driving and you were in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
It said something about hitting that wall, and I said, Robin, when we get up to 88 miles an hour, those horses won't even be there because they were horse racing around. I'm pretty sure that's where this is. I'm pretty sure it's part of those fairgrounds where the Smallville Main Street was built. I think it was right.
Okay. I just wonder if that was just a random location or this is a place that Lex has bought up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's bought up so many places. I don't know why. I guess it was probably just on the outskirts and nobody was there to see Doomsday, deliver Superman art to Luthor, because that might throw out some red flags. But I just kind of assumed that was more or less a meeting place for away from the populace to have Doomsday interact with him. But I really do think it's those fairgrounds. I think it was that horse track or rodeo arena or something that we were at.
Yeah.
That we were parked outside when we went to the Main Street area in 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, Frank, do you have any idea where that could be? Where was Lex?
I mean,
Smallville arena.
Yeah, I guess, right? I don't know. It's the
if Smallville was going to have a rodeo, Smallville seems like the kind of place to have a rodeo.
Sure.
Rodeo.
Yeah,
arena. That would be it.
That would be the place. Yeah. I don't know. What sort of place is it? Is it supposed to be? But yeah, I guess it is that. I guess it is that spot that we visited that was sort of just off campus, just sort of behind where the set is.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts about that final Death of Superman shot? The fact that Lois is there with the body, with the boys.
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering, if they were going to do like an homage to the cover of Superman 75, where it's Lois holding his body and all that, and they sort of did. They didn't quite go right. Try to recreate it, but they definitely give a nod to it. Yeah, man, they
already blew that. Sorry, the crude terminology, but they already did that in the Crisis, right? So
right.
They couldn't like replicate that, I guess.
I guess, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the episode is very impactful. Like all of us, when we were texting after the fact, we're all just like gutted. Even at the end of episode 1.
Not as bad as Superman, but
True. Our hearts were intact.
Is the heart in the gut?
Definitely. That's definitely how that works.
That's the end of the beginning. Why don't we move on to episode 2, A World Without? Really, we have kind of like a replay of the events, but we also see Timmy Ryan now joining the.
Yeah.
Or was that the mayor's son? Or no, Timmy Ryan. I said the mayor's son before. Timmy Ryan was the kid that was kicked off the Crows for using XK. I had to look it up.
Yes. Yeah.
He was one of John's friends, but yeah.
There you go.
But hey, Lana and Sarah are on the show.
Yay, they're still here.
I was very. I really haven't spoiled myself much on this season. So I was just like, oh, everybody's gone. But I'm glad to see that the network or the show or whatever decided to fork over some extra money to at least get these folks to be able to guest star on a couple episodes.
At least to like wrap up their storylines, right? Because it would just be so unsatisfying to just be like, well, that part of the show is over. All the relationships they have with these people don't matter anymore. So I'm really glad. I'm really glad that they were able to keep the cast intact to some degree, even if it's not as regulars throughout the whole season. I'm glad that you said before. I'm glad to get a 4th season at all, where they're able to finish it up on their own terms. And they have to make do with what they have, but they're making do.
I'll have to get Derek's opinion on this when he returns to the mic. But it really bothered me that Lana pulls up and she's like, she can see what happened, and she's like, give Lois some space, basically. But like, you would think that she would also have kind of lost it. Like,
yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that she doesn't lose it right then. Like. But I guess it's like a heat of the moment. She's the mayor. She's in leader mode. It's there's things to be done, and there's time to mourn later. Maybe I guess that's sort of the thinking.
I mean, if this is the same Lana from Smallville, she's been through a lot and she knows how to compartmentalize.
That's true. Also, she's been hit in the head a bunch, so like you can't really blame her for anything.
I mean, we know at least she's probably got some sort of history, even though she didn't really know that her friend Clark was Superman. She's probably been rescued a lot by Superman, Superboy.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So Lois tells Jordan to take Clark to his mother, to the fortress. And we go to the fortress, and he's put in some sort of like Lazarus pit.
Yeah.
Derek, you're wearing a Batman shirt.
Yes, I am. I think he's in a
You've won a Kryptonian spa.
He's in the Walt Disney cryogenic pod, right?
Oh, nice.
Where they've got his head.
That's good.
Until it's the same place they've got John Wayne. Until such a time as he can. What's the Dennis Leary song? I know the name of the song, but I'm not going to say it. But yeah,
sorry.
And they're a line in there about John Wayne's not dead. He's frozen.
right.
When we figure out a cure for cancer, we're going to bring him back.
Oh gosh.
We figure out a cure for having your heart ripped out by a Kryptonian monster. We're gonna thaw him out.
Yeah. So Laura is saying that I'll do what I can, but we need all of him.
It's like,
which is like
bringing her all the ingredients to a cake, but like missing 3 of them. What can you make with this? Nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta heal him. No. You can't grow a new heart.
So like,
Did you guys catch the line? It was the flashback to where Lois was in labor.
Oh, that was in the last episode. Yeah,
Was that in the second one?
that's in the first episode.
First episode. So and she's had a seizure, and he's like, "I'm taking you to the fortress." And it was like, You would have done it then, but not.
yeah, right.
Cancer? Never for the cancer. Okay, all right. Well.
Sweet. That's good.
I would like to put a little bookmark there.
Okay.
We're gonna get to it in about 2 minutes, but
Okay. 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
2 and 2. So we go to the farm, and I like that we have Lois and John sitting at a kitchen table, and there is a bowl, primarily oranges, in front of them. So I'm like, oh, that's death. And Lana and Sarah show up. Lois gives Lana the rundown, and we find out that the hotel has a name. It's the Hotel Pomono. And I kind of had a Bonnie Bedelia in my brain going, Pomona.
Pomona?
What? Pomona. Anyway, it's a historic landmark. Lana's wondering if she can stop the sale, but Lois is like, do not mess with Lex.
Hmm.
All right. Here's where we're going to get to the bookmark. Upstairs, John worries if Lois and Jordan will ever recover. Lois, he says, is still on radiation and is getting reconstructive surgery.
Yes.
Which
I'm so glad they made mention of that and gave her that. I'm glad we didn't sweep stuff under the rug.
Right.
I'm happy to hear that.
And I'm sorry, I did not rewatch the episodes, but I did listen to our podcast, and it was stuck out to me because it was after I watched these 2 episodes, was that we had a big kind of talk and debate about like why is Clark not using this Kryptonian technology to help Lois, and what the whole moral thing about that. And one of the things was, like, she can't get reconstructive surgery. But again, I'm using information that I heard in our podcast, and we could have been wrong then. They could have mentioned it then, but I was like, oh, so now she's getting reconstructive surgery, but it's obviously not Kryptonian, but for some reason,
I don't remember that being said that she couldn't. I just thought we were like, I guess they're not going to go that route for her. Admittedly, we should have had a woman on the show discussing.
Yes.
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 The problem with
Yeah.
with the House of L. It's us, but and there's some things we should touch on, and some things we should register that we should not be touching on. But
right.
I will say I was happy to hear. Well, she even says on the porch in the first one, in the first episode, I am going to think the
radiation is like bothering me.
The radiation makes my head fuzzy, or something like that. So I'm glad that there's some still holdover from that.
But also, that was a good, I think, kind of an excuse for her. Like, I cannot deal with being a mom right now. I need to be alone and stare at it all went by so fast.
Yeah.
Crochet for a moment to myself and have a flashback. But anyway, so Jordan arrives and reports that Laura put Clark in, quote, an altered state of existence. And this is a thing how Kryptonians rehabilitate criminals, and also how Dad got to Earth in his pod. He was in an altered state of existence. Now, are you guys familiar with altered states of existence?
I've never heard them use that term. I feel like they just threw a bunch of things in a blender. Yeah.
Yeah. Just I dabble. I know a little about a lot.
I mean, usually I feel rehabilitated, and I feel like I've lost time.
Well, okay, go ahead. I'll bite. Go ahead.
Anyway, it just seems at first I was like, oh my God, like this quote unquote Lazarus pit or whatever you want to call it, the spa, is something that is akin to the Phantom Zone, maybe, but not an actual zone that we don't see him in.
We haven't even really discussed Phantom Zone in this series, have we? There might have been a one or two throw off line. I think Earth 38 Superman discussed Phantom Zone at some point. I think the Supergirl heckling.
Yeah, well, he had a Phantom Zone projector, didn't he?
He did it in the Fortress.
Yeah, in the Fortress. In her Fortress.
Right.
But was there not some reference in season 2 or 3 to like him putting Zod in the Phantom Zone or something like that? Or am I just hallucinating? Am I an AI that's hallucinating?
You're an AI that's hallucinating.
That sounds familiar, but again, we've had two versions of heckling Superman.
That's it, right? That's
That's the confusing thing. I cannot remember a direct reference.
I might be thinking Supergirl heckling then.
It would have been season 1 because that's the only time we've discussed Zod is when Zod was in Clark's body.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
With the that whole thing. And we did kind of get an offhand reference to Tal-Rho in the second episode.
Wait, I missed that.
Well,
no, I missed that one too.
Lana says, I forget Lana's assistant's name there at City Hall.
Emily.
Lana. Yeah. God, of course, Emily. Lana tells Emily, I already let one billionaire maniac almost ruin this.
Right.
I'm not going to let it happen again.
Yeah.
Referring to him posing as Morgan Edge in season 1.
Good call.
I did. So I like this idea of like, okay, so they must put them in this like goo or whatever, criminals, to rehabilitate them. Maybe they're running through a training simulation themselves. They're seeing.
What are you rehabilitate? Like, it's just, to me, it's a coma. It's a coma you're putting them in, and all for all intensive purposes, right? Like, But
it sounds like he's conscious, or at least the criminal would be conscious. I don't know about Superman, but
I think of the pilot in this version. Obviously, the boy does not age in the pod when he crash lands. I mean, it's like, I'm sorry for lack of a better term, when the pod opens, it's like amniotic fluid,
right,
coming out at the pod's opening, and Clark and the infant Clark was screaming. He was still a baby, so he had not aged. I mean, to me, it's just cryogenics. Like you're just being frozen in time, almost like Zod and crew were in Man of Steel. When they got frozen and then they got sent up into the Phantom Zone.
I kind of was thinking of it as as like you're being frozen. You're in like stasis, carbonite even, and you carbonite, and you
all of that
the a little higher, just a little higher. When the way I thought about it was like when you're in the Phantom Zone, your body is in this carbonite, while your spirit is out in the zone or whatever. That's kind of how I headcanoned that when they mentioned it, but I didn't think too much about it.
But I did the wording Jordan gave, and I wanted to be like, did you hear? Are we getting this secondhand? Because what did Laura? I'd like to talk.
What did
I didn't say?
I think this is a really shitty game of the telephone game.
Well, that's what that's why I say
you're just making crap up.
It feels like they threw a bunch of lore into a blender, and we're just sort of like, here's homogenized.
He said altered state, but that wasn't. Those words weren't together. You were understood all those words separately and strung them into a new sentence.
Right.
Yeah.
I just thought it was also
Vesuvius. He's making up stuff. It's like, shut up, Jordan. Just because you're the only one that can go to the fortress.
Lucky.
For now.
And also just the idea that this is how that Superman traveled in the pod, that he was in this altered state of existence as a child. It just kind of reminded me of like my girlfriend had seen Superman the movie before, but she's like, I just want to watch it with you because I know it's like one of your favorite movies. So we watched it and I'm like over there spouting trivia and all that stuff. But one thing that kind of hung her up was the fact she's like, so he just grows to like from baby to like 5 years old in that pod is like, what entertains him? Like he's just listening to Jarrell. What? He's got his iPad.
He's got his iPad. He's one of those dang iPad kids. He's fine.
So anyway, all right. So we go back to the bar that Kyle immortalized with his cheating, the Manito bar. Amanda tells Lex he's got to come back to Luthor Corp. This Bash guy, he's getting out of hand. And I love Lex's line, Superman is dead. Can we please just enjoy the moment? And for me, some reason that seemed familiar to me, but I didn't Google it. But I was going to ask you guys, like, isn't that a line Lex has said before? Is that a returns line or
I don't know? No, not returns.
It's not a returns line, although I could basically saying that while they were playing cards or something.
Yeah, right. For some reason.
I was thinking,
if anything, I would think it would be something animated or maybe the Superman movie, which
maybe
I
that.
Maybe. It's possible. It didn't strike me as anything, but I can totally hear it in like in Clancy Brown's voice.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing's coming up.
No, nothing in particular. Nothing specific.
You know what? I'll look it up.
I just Googled it, but it's only giving me Superman and Lois.
I can even hear Hackman saying that line. Like that line is a pretty Lex. Mm-hmm. It's part of the lexicon.
Give yourself a ring there, sir. That was
And so, she says, Amanda says, to a brave new world, and Lex says, our world. And which is interesting because, again, this Amanda, apparently in the comics or the series, had like a crush on Lex, and maybe we're trying to like
this one wants to jump his bum.
Yeah, I think so too. Mm-hmm. Getting that vibe for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So Lex tells her to set up a meeting with Bash. What we don't know is that tell Bash to come to this bar where we're going to be shooting the next scene in just about an hour. So,
and tell him to bring Franklin with him.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. At the farm, Jordan is John figures out that Jordan's hiding something, and it's about the whole fact that he's got to get that heart. But Jordan tells John not to tell Lois. Oh, we love that. Don't talk, everybody. It's our favorite kind of device.
Yeah.
But Jordan is not afraid of Lex. He says powers beat Psycho every day. Where we just saw that they didn't, but
no, yeah, right.
But yeah, Lois is ready to go back to work and type up that article, and Jordan doesn't want. Tells John to not do that. So
yeah.
I couldn't believe it. We got back to the Cushing kitchen. That set is still up.
Right? That's Sophie, genuinely a surprise.
Where's Sophie? Okay, I just want to let everybody know Sophie is a character that was on this show. She was a little girl.
She had to have been at least, one episode, maybe two?
Yeah. Every once in a while, she just pops up and survives.
I remember the pilot, and then she ran away.
Ran away, yes.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Everything else has been a throwaway reference to where she is hiding.
So we're assuming that she is with Kyle.
Kyle and Chrissy, I guess.
Kyle and Chrissy, yeah. Neither of them are very concerned about what's going on right now, but again, I just wanted to reference it and move on. So, we go back to the bar. We have the meeting with Bash, but that is... Oh, wait. Before it's interrupted, Bash says he's got to get out in front of the media. Let's do the social media. What are we going to do? Because there's at the Planet or whatever the news agent, the news reporting place. I forget what the station's call letters are, but he warns about Janet Olsen.
Yeah.
Which did we know Janet? We love Janet.
I do not remember her. I do not remember Olsen being named.
And I was like, what, excuse me?
In that season. So I don't know if she's Jimmy's wife. As I said at the beginning of the episode, we do know Jimmy's coming this season. Maybe it's Jimmy's sister. We don't know.
Is this Jimmy? Like I'm not even saying like it's going to be some sort of like weird body swap thing. Like this is, Chloe's Lois. But is this the version of Jimmy Olsen that we have in this universe? Is Janet Olsen?
No, I don't think so. Because I've seen behind the scenes pictures of the actor.
Okay.
All right. Like we know he's coming.
All right.
And his brother is a director on the show, I believe. The actor.
Oh.
We have a whole spoiler section that we could have.
For who's the director on the show?
No, the fact that Jimmy's coming, but we've said it
That really is. I'm sorry if that's.
I didn't know it.
Well, that's on you then. That's your
Gosh,
fault.
Clark.
Douglas Smith will be playing Jimmy Olsen in the 4th and final season. I mean, it was like a variety.
Gregory Smith's.
Yeah,
is a relative of Gregory Smith.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. So there you go.
Interesting.
And he looks very Jimmy Olsen-ish.
So anyway, the Red Baron shows up
back in March, Robin. This ran in the. I'm pretty sure we shared this link in the text, so this is on you for forgetting.
I don't remember.
Yeah, your fault. I'm just kidding.
You set the joke. The Red Baron shows up and says, "You're going to give me Superman's heart." And puts Lex up against a wall. He's like, "You're going to kill me in front of all these people?"
You stupid.
And then he chastises him.
You stupid boy. He knows if you're flying around and you've got Lois, it's not hard to. You look like. Of course, he puts 2 and 2 together and knows that you're Superman's son. I was just like, why did you?
Freaking teenagers, man. Think they know everything.
So now he's even more emboldened, Lex is, after learning this, because now the boys are coming after him. So they're in his
boys.
Sorry, I missed one. They're in his line of sight now, even more so.
Yep.
That line. It's
this
like,
is a world where
do
Superman...
you have powers? Looking at the other one, that John, he's like, do you have powers?
Yeah.
Where Superman is in disguise with just one pair of glasses. So we're supposed to swallow that perhaps nobody see, but for some reason Lex can see.
Well, I'm sorry,
goggles
those pair of Ray-Bans that Hecklin's wearing is a far better disguise than whatever the crap Jordan's wearing.
I don't.
I suspend a lot of disbelief. I love so many things about this show, but every time he shows up in that, I'm like, what?
Ridiculous. Looks like a speed skater. Like, what?
So, yeah, Jordan tries, but then now we have Lois and John trying. Lois kicking in the door of Lex's hotel room.
So cool.
And she's like, I love her. You're mad I took 17 years? I'm going to take the rest of your life. Which I was like, oh, yeah, badass.
Get him.
Yes, but also I'm like, tread carefully, girl. Easy. Yeah. I'm worried about you. Like, you can handle yourself, but I'm worried about you.
Okay, you were 20 years. Was it 2 decades?
17?
20 years? 17? I can't
17.
Long. I know, Robin may not know who's playing. Well, you may know now who's playing the daughter because you've seen ahead, but from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, yes.
Hemstridge?
Yeah, Elizabeth Hemstridge.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyway, we'll talk about it next week.
Playing Elizabeth when she comes along. I fully buy into a Lex Luthor that has been sitting in jail for 17 years thinking about nothing else other than how to take down Lois Lane and Superman.
Yes.
I buy every bit of that. The Bizarro element he couldn't have known about until right before he got out. So I don't know if that was the linchpin. It was like, I've got it now. I've cracked the code.
Right.
But also, when did you have time to make these voicemails?
Yeah.
Automated phone calls?
Yeah.
Which were so creepy. I mean, just I kind of started chuckling at first, and it was then I realized I was nervous chuckling. I was like, oh my God, this is sinister. This is the most sinister Luthor we have ever encountered.
Wait, what voicemails?
Your sons are in danger.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah, that's later. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead. I'm just thinking about Lex's overall hatching of the plan and when all these ideas came to him in prison as a rollout of, Bizarro and Doomsday and all this mess. It's when did you?
Yeah.
Think of the boys aspect of all this.
It's you're right. It is the most sinister Lex. Honestly, I think the only thing close to this level that we've seen is in Lois and Clark. John O'Shea?
Yeah, John Shea. I mentioned him earlier and was he was far more, while he was very villainous, he was much more suave. And
yes, he was.
About the whole thing, about his mastery.
Absolutely. His demeanor, absolutely. But his plans were sometimes, I think, pretty dastardly, and this feels like it's. I think it's further than that, but I'm just saying the closest thing I could think of was him. This is pretty beyond the pale, even for Lex, and I like seeing this on. This is like very animation or comic book sort of level of Lex depravity, and I like seeing it in a live action setting, and it works. It doesn't feel cheesy.
God, he's really breaking Lois over. I mean, like I felt for her. Like I felt for her when she flipped Clark's body over. But my God, running through the house, freaking out.
Oh my God, yeah.
During those phone calls was just horrendous.
Yeah. But all right, skipping back. So this is an interesting scene because he's like, okay, so that kid's obviously Jordan. So you were really concerned about Superman, so that must mean that Superman's Clark Kent. Okay, so and then it's when he points at you have powers too.
I love that he figured it out in 5 minutes, but Cryer stands next to his Superman, who never interacts with at any point in that episode. And Lois Lane holding a baby and in red and blue blankets on a spaceship. Everyone thinks anything about him being Superman. And even tells Tom Welling's Clark Kent.
His priorities were...
he was stretched a little thin.
Yeah.
He was surrounded by idiots. It was wearing off on him.
We get a quick cut to the city hall where this is where Emily is showing the properties that have been bought recently. Now, the hotel is one of them. That's definitely Lex. But also Chandler's Field and the old Sullivan Farm. And we have to make sure that those aren't Lex as well. And they gave of course, they gave a close-up of the paperwork, and I screenshotted those, looked in there. Chandler's Field was bought by a company called AgriCorp, which I Googled, and nothing came up.
Nothing on that.
Sullivan's Farm, bought up by HKD Industries, which I also, nothing came up.
Okay.
But the interesting part of that piece of paperwork was the reveal that there is not like a Gabe Sullivan or a Chloe Sullivan that owns that farm, but a James Sullivan, which means that Sully from Monsters, Inc. is officially a member of Smallville.
There was some Sullivan Farms reference in the first season. I remember that being a thing.
Oh, I'm sure. But just to look at the paperwork and be like, okay, it's at this address and the owner is James Sullivan.
James Sullivan, okay.
That's Sully's real name.
Not Gabe Sullivan?
Nope.
Not Gabe.
Nope. Right. But that's when Chuck stops by to tell Lana something.
Oh, yes.
We gotta find out about that later.
Was weird. Was that weird? That was a little weird.
A concerned citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where does that play into the greater? Unless it pays off somewhere down the line. I was like...
I'm guessing it will.
I love the fact that skipping ahead. The fact that she's like, he says he's not going to tell anybody. He told you.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Why did he go to the mayor? Mayor.
That was Lana. Everybody. Lois is Superman's good friend. Just lead him be. Like,
good friend.
I don't know where Clark is. Here somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Clark?
At what point, and this is addressed...
The Weekend at Bernie's Superman, like, yeah, right
here. More like a Buzz Lightyear. It's just...
Hi, Woody.
Hey, Buzz. Hey.
And his, heart falls out. I got it. He's fine.
All right. So, yeah, we go back to the farm. The boys get grounded after the whole thing where Lois yells at Jordan and says, "You are not your father."
I don't know what grounding does good in this.
Yeah, really.
I think we're well past that, Lois.
And then we get like the tense situation of back and forth between Vicky Mays with Sarah trying to distract Lex because she knows that John is going into the hotel Pomona. And also Jordan is going to the shipping yard because he hears Clark's heart. It beats 3 times. And John's like, trap. And Jordan's just like, happy to spring it. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was a trap.
It was.
Like,
Were you satisfied? Were you satisfied with the 3 beats being from like a toy or whatever that was? Because like we
want that figure though, right?
I mean, yes.
Tim is really, our Tim that runs our socials is really like, how do you? Is that heart not should that heart not be indestructible? Like, how could Lex do that? I could get if Doomsday could do it, but could Lex do it? Removed from the body.
Yeah, yeah. I figure if it's dead,
but I mean, it's a hard way to do Death of Superman.
Oof.
Yeah,
with removing his heart.
It's very Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Jeez, and this whole idea of, well, if we can put the heart back with the body, it'll, we can it's the $6 million man. We can regrow him. We can make him better.
So when Lex seems to figure out, because Lana comes in and wants to talk to Sarah, and so Lex disappears from the diner, from Vicky Mays, and then Jordan is getting like taken down by these crypto rays. That's when Lois gets that phone call, and we're like, we're in suspense.
I mean, I was on the edge during that because I was like, "What? I don't think they're going to kill the boys off or anything. Boys, I don't think they're going to do anything like that." That said, I feel like everybody else is fair game this season.
Yeah,
especially when you're no longer a main cast member. Like your number could be up at any moment. So
They could have done a dastardly thing, though, and been like, hey, this is a new actor on our show playing John. Yes, he's John, but wouldn't it hit hard if one of the boys got killed, by Lex Luthor? Shall I talk about what John finds in the hotel room, by the way? John finds a bulletin board all about Elizabeth, and we find out that Elizabeth's last name is Del Portenza, or at least she's going under that name, which in the New Earth comics, Erica Del Portenza was the wife of Lex Luthor, and they had a son named Luca. She was called the Contessa in those comics, apparently.
They've really not made any mention of her mother,
right,
whatsoever. So I've been curious about that and whether or not that'll come into play or not.
We get a little breakdown of Elizabeth's curriculum, and she went to West Reeve Academy.
Oh, did she now?
Now, I was like,
does that ring a bell?
Waiting for it. And West Reeve School is the place where Damian and John go to in the Super Sons comics. And, of course, it's an homage to Adam West and Christopher Reeve.
Very nice.
And then we see that she went to Leicester Medical School, which I was like, okay, that seems real. I looked it up. Real school in the UK.
I was going to say, it sounds like UK.
And then they're like, and then it shows at the right side of the bulletin board, she's working at a place called University College Hospital. And I was like, well, that's a fake name.
That's from Saved by the Bell. That's where they worked on in the last season, I think.
That's also from the UK,
it's
isn't
real.
it? Yeah, University College.
It's a teaching hospital called University College Hospital.
It's in the UK, right?
Welcome
Those
to
Brits and their uni.
Welcome to DeVry.
Yeah.
Greendale Community College. You're already admitted.
The human beings.
So, yeah, Lois gets a call from Clark, it seems like.
Oh, I forgot that it was... Oh.
So creepy.
That's why it made it so bad. That's right.
You confused me about the Lex thing because I was like, this is Milton Fine, isn't it? Milton Fine did this part. Like, he was probably ordered by Lex, but like, who would be able to do the voice disguiser?
You can do anything these days. I can make you look like Garfield right now if I want.
Yeah, we should do one of those AI podcasts in case we ever, if we miss a week, like we'll just release one of those AI podcasts.
Oh, no, you guys did that on me, and I didn't care for that shit at all. That was creepy.
So Lois says, I thought you were dead.
Well, I tell you what's creepy. He was better than me, and I don't care for that a bit.
If you could just bring the same energy as your AI counterpart.
Always available. Always on.
Never complains.
Lois says, I thought you were dead, and the AI Clark or whatever says back, that's because I am dead. as dead as one of your boys is about to be.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, oh my god, creepy.
Why?
And then it's like, and that's when when somebody arrives at the hotel and John hides under the bed. I'm like, John, under the bed? Really?
Come on, man.
And then in the shipping yard, that's when Jordan.
Blatant. It's College University Hospital. Get out from under there. What are you doing?
Jordan opens a case, and I was like, there's kryptonite in that case. No, it's a toy Tyler. He tosses that angrily. But we go back to the farm, and that's, your sons are in danger. If you want Jordan to live, press 1.
Were they all lead lined? I was like, use your X-ray, buddy.
Oh, yeah, they must have been.
Yeah.
Take a look around, see if you see a heart anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I will forgive a lot of things on this show. But Lex Luthor dropping Superman's heart and crushing it with the heel of his Sons of Anarchy boot, I was like, that's a bridge too far for me. I'm sorry. Like, I cringed at that.
Too crass, or just like, that should be a super strong heart, or...
I didn't even take the whole, should he be able to do that thing. I just thought, I don't know what I thought. I guess with Luthor, it's like, yeah, if the boys get this, maybe they could bring it back, and if he's gotten wind of that somehow, he's got to destroy it. But like, I felt dirty. I felt unclean for that. Like that just hurt to watch, and to watch Jordan hurting while watching it was grueling in and of itself. I had problems with that. I did. I had some issues.
But yes, it was Lana at the hotel. We don't know who Lois picked. And it's funny because I wrote down in my notes, Lois is forced to make a Sophie's choice. Hey, where's Sophie?
Oh, God.
That's why they called her that. That's why they
Lana make a Sophie's choice.
Yeah. And that's why we
Sophie was
she chose Sophie.
Anyway, the stomping happens.
She died in the Battle of Smallville valiantly.
So wait, who do you think she chose?
I'm thinking that it makes more sense that she would pick the one that has more defense, that has powers, that is
I would say
super strong.
That's my thinking.
And obviously it does not tell us who. Thank you. Your selection has been made.
Right.
Whatever
yeah.
Verbiage
if it was me, I would be like, operator. Operator.
The agent. Tracking.
Yeah. So yeah, Lois and John screech up to the Gazette because somebody tripped the alarm. It's Jordan. He's on the floor. He's sobbing. You're right. I wasn't ready. And John back at the farm.
Why did he go to the paper?
I don't know. I
was like, why? Because you assume it's Luthor right across the street from the hotel and everything.
Yeah.
And them running in there, but they try to do this too with like not having these characters while still having these characters. Like when Lex came in the Gazette, Lois was like, Chrissy. Oh, it's not you. Yeah.
Beppo.
The inkling that this character is somewhere in the street right now, but not quite there.
So yeah, John does yell at Jordan back at the farm and has to like go off and be on his own. And then, that's actually the part where Lois is like, "This is what Lex wants. For us to turn on each other. And what are we supposed to do now?" And Lois says, "It's time to say goodbye." But we're not there yet because back at the hotel, Lex is staring at a trunk with an open latch. I'm wondering if something was taken from there. But Amanda's here and says they actually bought the Manning farm and might be a good headquarters for him. And I looked up Manning, Superman. Tobias Manning, Earth One. And in the Earth One comics, he was a cowboy that was brought to the future. And in the New Earth comics, he was an eco-terrorist. And both times he was an enemy of Superman. I don't know if it's a call out or if it was just Rex Manning Day that day. And they were like, we'll call it the Manning farm.
There you go.
Manning Day. Still not enough about Ben Hubbard. He's there, but still not enough.
Yeah, him and old Mother Hubbard. Where have they been?
Yeah, we haven't seen the first or second episode.
Also, there's some information here that Sam Lane knows where Elizabeth is, and Amanda says they flipped somebody at the DOD. So that's hanging out there.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the episode, I commented how it was weird to see Lana not like really react, and she just kind of went into mare mode when she pulled up in the car. But now we go to the Cushing home, and Sarah gets a text that Superman is definitely dead, and that's when Lana kind of breaks down and reminds us, hey, they were childhood friends. Like, this is sad.
The thing I love about the Death of Superman storyline is how the world reacts to it, especially like the whole funeral for a friend line and all that stuff. And it's something that I felt absent from all this is the worldwide reckoning. I'm going to be able to talk in a minute. The worldwide recognition.
I got the AI on the phone right now.
Call him up. That the Man of Steel is gone, and maybe that's coming down the pipeline. Obviously, Lois was like, I need to be the one to write this story,
right,
and all that. But I feel like that's a huge part of it for me. It's one of the things I love about that original story, though, is how everybody reacts in their own way, and it's one of the things I thought. For all its faults, that Justice League 2017 and Zack Snyder's Justice League handled well for, I'm not going to give it too many flowers, but it handled well for that world.
Yeah.
With the shield everywhere. And I mean, I love that if you seek his monument, look up thing in at the end of Dawn of Justice. I hope we see some of that. I don't know what all you can do with that on such a shoestring. I hate to say shoestring budget because they're still making the most out of it because it looks epic. But the reduced availability of that kind of worldwide recognition. But I hope we see some of that because the whole funeral for a friend and the fallout and the reign of Superman. It's so weird to me that we have almost all the elements of the reign of Superman.
I know.
Proposal from season 1, and ultimately whether or not we utilize them in such a way, we've literally have 3/4 of them.
Yeah,
in some form or fashion. So,
all right, so let's get to the fortress where the Kents gather around Clark for a goodbye, and we find out that Clark left a message. And so, is this a new costume? I was waiting for you guys to geek out about this.
When did this extra boy have time to install Norton in the fortress?
Yeah.
I was like, you went and did this whole thing.
They said it was after the fortress was built. That's what Laura says. That's when he did it.
But while Lois has got cancer.
Right.
While that's going on and everything. I'm like, you went and uploaded your whole essence into this place. I want to see more of that uniform. I'm not sold on it yet. As far as a Kryptonian uniform goes, awesome. Is that
what it is? It's just more Kryptonian. That's why you got the straps.
It was giving sort of if it was like his military like dress up uniform. You have like what you wear to formal occasions.
Yeah,
it's like you felt the need to go that extra with it and not just wear your suit, the whole thing. But the line, that was a hard. Bitsy's line delivery. It was like, it's so hard to see you like this, or something like. And she cracks like halfway through it. It was terrible.
TV Lions Performer of the Week, Elizabeth Tulloch.
I didn't like Clark's. I didn't like his dialogue. I didn't like I'll always be here at the fortress, but out there it's just the three of you. Like, no, that's not I don't feel like that's a Superman thing to say. I'll always be here. Like, I'll always be with you. I mean, quote Superman the movie. I'll be with you, Kal-El, all the days.
Yeah.
I feel like there was more ways to say I'm in your heart.
Right.
I'll follow you all the days of your life, like everything like that. But it was just like, I'm always going to be here. But once you go, I'm not out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was in an episode that was already very heavy hitting. I was like, that was a gut punch of an ending to.
Like, if this is a way to like keep Tyler on the show but keep Superman dead for a little while, like I was hoping that he'd be like, take that crystal over there. It's a projector that you can bring with you, and if you ever need to talk to me, just
Sure.
So we got
mobile.
He's like, glowy Superman in the farm, and at the Gazette, he's just kind of hanging out there.
I call him Glowy Sullivan.
Glowy Sullivan.
Like, you're here in the house. Can you at least
please give yourself a ding?
Yeah, you deserve a for that one. Like, you're in the house, Clark. Can you not do the dishes, even if you're a hologram? I want an episode that's just Laura and Clark in the fortress by themselves. So, seen any good movies lately? I don't know. I just I expected. I guess I expected more of a. I mean, did he even get a line of dialogue in the premiere? He didn't, did he? I mean, he didn't. Clark did in flashbacks, but Superman didn't.
Superman, I don't think no.
In that entire fight, and then he's dead. Obviously the body's dead, and then all through this one in flashbacks. But, I expected a Superman speech, and I felt stripped of that a little bit because it just seemed very. I don't know. I'm from the South. Funerals are usually more upbeat. No, it's more hope, and Superman is hope, and I felt like it was going to be more of a carry me with you, in everything.
Yeah,
I will watch over you all the days of your life, kind of thing. And it was just like, when you leave, I'm gone. I'm not
don't you feel like that's kind of the point, though, is that we're supposed to be missing that because we're feeling his absence?
Yeah, but I already feel his absence. You're
sure.
I feel like even more removed from him.
Yeah.
Now, it's just, I don't know.
Well, I can imagine the next episode, Lex is going to blow up the fortress, so he's just going to kill Superman over and over again. Brutally.
We finally got a good fortress. Don't ruin it.
Yeah, really.
All right. Well, I got my T-shirt order in, so.
Oh yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Okay.
Nothing happens to that fortress.
That fortress is. That's a long callback.
That's
sir.
good.
Job.
That's good.
Is that it? That's it, isn't it?
That's it.
About the second episode. My God. All right.
I've got a description for next time, if you'd like.
Yeah. Hit us.
Next time, Always My Hero, it's called. Reeling from failure, Jordan begins to spiral. Jonathan discovers newfound strength. General Lane recruits John Henry and Natalie Irons before making a choice that will change everything. So, yes, the usual nondescript descriptions.
Mm-hmm.
I will infer some things from that on my own. In the meantime, you can find us online, supermantvtalk.com. We are also on Twitter /X, I don't call it that, at Superman TV Talk, and we're on Instagram and TikTok at Smallville Podcast, because we just share accounts with each other. If you would like to email us, you can do that. Yeah, if you would, and threads. If you would like to email us, you can do that at supermantvtalk@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. We're excited to be back doing this. I hope everybody, but there's been a big absence. But I have loved kind of this whole pre-production standpoint running parallel with Superman 2025 at the same time, knowing that December's going to be sad. We're going to lose these versions of these characters when the show ends. But then we're only a few months away from a new iteration.
Yeah.
A new installment. Into the
we'll be covering that 1 minute at a time.
1 minute at a time. I'm super excited to see what David Corenswit and Rachel Brosnahan bring to the table. I was at the Smallville convention in Jersey last weekend, and it ended a little early on Sunday, and David and Rachel were actually performing in New York, doing a live read of a production, and I tried my hardest, thinking I was gonna make that, and there's no way I could have with working backstage. at the convention, but I really wanted to because apparently their chemistry is just off the charts.
Man, I can't wait.
So they were in a production together?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
It was just a one night thing. It was
Okay.
John Slattery and Corinne Swint and Rachel doing this. I wish I could have made it, but ultimately did not. But I'm excited to see what's coming there, as I'm also sad to see these character versions come to a close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost like I need to like have my closure with these guys before I can really start going, okay, David is Clark
Right.
and Rachel is Lois. Okay, that's the new standard.
Right.
I felt the same way coming off of, Cavill and Adams with these two.
Sure.
Mostly because that was just so up in the air. Like, are we going to see him again or not?
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Well, this has been fun. We promise we'll be back with another episode. It won't be another 6 episodes in like 3 months from now. We're already in the books. We're planning on recording. So
there you go.
Stay tuned.
We will see you guys next time. And until then,
we're always hold on to Superman.
Goodbye.
Let's go to work. Wait, what?
I hope in the finale we get it right.